So we talked last episode about the first concept, first aspect in your brain in order to achieve your new goal. We talked about focus, but as you guys can see here, we still have some space in the pyramid and 4 more aspects that you need in order to achieve your new goal. So let me ask you this. If you come to me or any other person comes and tells me, Oren, I want to lose weight, okay? I'm about 200 pounds and I want to go to 170 pounds. So I will tell him, listen, I just want you to focus on the good images. When you think about going on a diet, when you think about jogging, just focus about good, or just focus about yourself skinny. Is this by itself going to help? Just focus? So yeah, probably the answer is no. Just focusing by itself would not bring you the results you want. We live in the world of action. So of course you need something that calls actions. And for actions you need a good strategy. Okay? We have tons of good strategies in the world. If I'm going to create you, for example, a nutrition plan, I'm going to tell you, it's pretty easy for me to tell you, I want you in the morning to have a couple of fruits, the afternoon a pretty good salad with protein, and in the evening something light. So it will take me 5 minutes to really tell you what you need to eat. But on the other hand, how hard is actually to listen and implement the strategy into your daily life? That means you can go to a nutritionist, pay a fortune, put the strategy on the fridge, come back from a hard day of work, come back home, looking at the strategy on the fridge and still opening the fridge and taking whatever you don't need to. Why is it happening? Let's say you're 30 years old, so you have 30 years of habits versus simply one strategy. A piece of paper, you may be paid for it a lot of money, but guess who's winning? Of course, the 30 years of habits are winning. So you're going to be in an everyday struggle. It might last for a week, 2, or even more. But most of the time, as we can see, you can have the best strategy in the world, your habits are going to win over. I'm actually afraid about the amount of results I'm going to get if I'm going to look on Google how to lose this amount of weight in a week, how to get toned for the summer, for your wedding. So plenty of good strategies in our world. On the other hand, we can see that most people are not able to commit and to implement those strategies into their life. So what do we have here? Of course, habit. Habit is stronger than the strategy. So we're going to write here habit. We had focus. We understood that just our ability to focus on the right inner image is not enough. We got a good strategy in order to implement it in the world of action. But a good strategy is definitely not enough. We got to create a habit, the art of creating habits. But let me ask you something. If you are now someone who wants to get in shape, and I'm talking in the world of fitness because that's where I'm coming from, but you can take it to any other aspect you would like. If I'm asking you, okay, you want to get in shape, I want you now to run 20K. I want you to run 10 miles. So what would be the first reaction you will tell me? I cannot. I simply can't. But on the other hand, I'll tell you, you know what? What if in the end of the track of the 10 miles, I'm going to put a suitcase full of dollars? Or what if you got your wedding coming and you need to lose weight and sticking to this diet will bring you the results you want? Suddenly, things looks different. That means you might not have the habit, you might not be used to, but if you have a good reason, you might be able to do something, even if it's not your habit and even if you're not used to. I don't know if you guys heard about Viktor Frankl. He has a book called The Logotherapy. when we talk about the power, if each and every one of us will be able to achieve and understand the inner reason, a real subjective reason of us. Now, each one of us has a different reason. One person is doing something A for one reason, another person will do it for another reason. So we have to understand what is our subjective reason in order to achieve our goal. Now, let's see, we have 4 concepts here that are pretty powerful. Let's go back to the guy who wants to give a speech, a public speaking. He might focus on the good images. He might say to himself, okay, from now on, when I'm thinking about giving this public speech, I'm not going to think anymore about me failing and blacking out. I'm going to think about people applauding me. Okay, you're focusing on the good images. Your mind is going to provide you with the right neurological resources. Okay, you got a good strategy. You have on paper, word by word, the best speech of one of the biggest specialists in the US that wrote you how to affect the crowd psychologically. What kind of metaphors to use in order to affect your mind and the metaphysic power. What kind of body language I should use in order to affect the person next to me. Okay, so you got a good strategy. You got the habit. That means you're used to the speech. You know it by heart. You can sing it in the shower. You can say it wherever. You said it in front of your friends and family so many times. And you know it by heart. You feel pretty comfortable with it. Okay. So focus, strategy, habits. You know it by heart. You got a good reason to give the speech because someone in the crowd is looking at you, and this person, if he's going to like your speech, he's going to get you to the job of your dream. He's going to get you to Harvard University or whatever your subjective reason is. With all those 4 components that he is having, he comes to the podium to give the speech, and what happens? Yeah, you guessed right. There is still a chance that he's going to black out and forget everything. Even though he's having all of those 4 components and he's implementing each and every one of them, there is still an option that your mind is going to block your neurological resources, and you're going to have a blackout where you're not going to be able to achieve your goal, even if you're using those 4 components. So what is the one component that is missing here? Thank you guys for joining our Krav Maga class. You guys can stay tuned and check out our Facebook and YouTube page and learn more Krav Maga tips and lessons. Thank you.